There's a few cars out on track. Perhaps we should get out there before it gets busy.
Morning Sim fans, Racing 393. We're here to capture F1 2018 on the Xbox. I'm doing career mode. And I'm at round 3 at Shanghai, China. I'm doing 100%. I played 2017 quite a lot. Not overplayed it, I must admit, but I played it quite a lot and enjoyed it. It was quite good. It's probably the best at the time. I've started probably various careers and did a few 100% races, but found there was always something lacking, just a little bit, just a tiny. I think it was more of a case of the handling of the car. I wouldn't say it was too easy, but it had some funny attributes to pushing the car to the limit. But there was loads of updates that Codemasters did for that game, 2017, and it made it. And in the end, it did make it a blinding game. There was just too many other race games to choose from, and at the time I didn't have a Formula 1 rim. I'm one of these people that it doesn't really matter what wheel you use, I guess, but for me, if I was in a single seater open wheeled racing car, I would like a Formula 1 style rim, which I've now got. I've got my McLaren GT3 set up on my Fanatec CSL Elite. And then for any GT racing, I've bought a GT rim. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, but it just gives it a bit more authenticity. Anyhow, we're on to this 2018 variation now. F1 2018 by Codemasters, and I'm round 3. So I did Melbourne in Australia. It's a track which I know very well, but I could never hook a good lap up. I'm always on the defensive at that track. I don't know what it is, but I can't gel. We then went on to Bahrain, a track that I know again equally quite well. It's a bit more flowing. I did okay when I was doing okay, and then I crashed out. Actually, it was an AI glitch. I got spun out and damaged my car. So my rules at doing these 100% races is there is no leeway. If I crash, I'm out, even if it's at the first corner. It's very harsh, but it does keep you away from just treating it like a wreckfest. Another game that's very good, by the way. So we've done some practice program here, and you can see I've done the track acclimatisation, the tyre management, the fuel management, the qualifying pace, race strategy. The ERS management, now I've got that on auto. I have tried it on manual. Flipping heck. I'll tell you something, if that's how Formula 1 drivers if that's what they've got to do, that needs to be addressed, because that's taking them off of the race. You get in a car, you see the red lights go out, and you go. That ERS management just could be a step too far. I might be wrong, but I just can't grasp it. Probably doesn't help that the way you have to do that is on the McLaren rim. It hasn't got. You can't use all the buttons. Some of them double up, so you can't map them, which is a pain. Anyhow, so we're going to do a little bit of P3 practice. Now, my times, when I got out there, my sort of lap times, I was getting up into the top 10. So I'm in a Toro Rosso, and Pierre Gasly is my teammate, and ironically he's off to Red Bull next year, so already the game's going to be out of date at the end of the season, as it probably would be anyway, being in next year. Lots of things change regardless. Now, the problem with this as in the other game, is my FOV. If I come out of this, you can see my FOV is quite close. I've sort of set this as if I was driving the car. And in the meantime, the mirrors are out of view, so there's no virtual mirror, which I wouldn't use anyway. Although it would help. If I had a wider monitor, maybe you could see the mirrors. I'm not sure if that would work on the Xbox. And as far as I'm aware, it doesn't support triple screens or VR. Not that I've got that either of those. Secondly, big talking point in real life and the game world is the halo. You'll notice I run the centre post. Now I run that because I have, you can't take them off in real life. I've also got the look into Apex. I can't remember the exact percentage. It's something like 8 to 10%. It might be less. It might be 8%. So when you go into the corners, it just takes the vision away from the centre into the apex, which helps. Visibility isn't obscured that much going ahead. It hasn't bothered me. It's actually more of a sort of an issue. The fact that I can't see who's behind. I mean, if I turn my steering wheel, you can see where the mirrors are. To the left there, and I'll move the steering wheel the other way. And there, so they're quite a way off view if you think about it. Maybe a wider monitor. I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not sure if the Xbox supports certain resolutions and aspect ratios. Because I'd be thinking of getting a widescreen for the Xbox anyway. Because I use it on the PC, which I know would support it. But I'm not sure about the Xbox. I have been looking up on it, but haven't really found anything conclusive. Right, so P3. Now, if I come into sort of the practice program selection screen, you can see that you got some people out there doing some quick times. I'm sort of doing 39. I can't think what my fastest time was in the last practice session. And you can see here the other thing good about managing bits and pieces is the tyre selection on my soft tyres. I've got 5% wear on that set and 7% on that set. So they supposedly will be slower than the ones I've got. Now they're the only two compounds that I've got for this session. You can see there for qualifying Q1 I've got my ultra soft. I should have those. That's Q1 and that's Q1 for 2 runs. That's Q2, that's Q2. So if you can get through on the softs, you can save yourself some ultra softs, because it can change your strategy. You can actually start the race on the fastest time that you set in Q2, and then we've got a selection here of Q3. So it depends where you want to be on the grid. These are pre-selected. At the beginning of the round, you get a selection of tyres where you choose aggressive or conservative. I've chosen the aggressive, which basically does give you more softer tyres. Another good thing on here, which I just skipped through, is the management of your ICE, MGUH, MGUK. You can see that you have to manage these throughout the season, and they have to last a certain amount. It seems to be working really well at the moment. I can't change any of this unless I get a penalty. Interesting one here is the practice gearboxes. I've already allocated myself the second one. So you can see that my first one, 9% wear. No, let me think what's going on here. That one must have been 25% wear. My current one's only 9%. So you can change these in P1 and P2 without taking a penalty. However, the event gearbox, it's got to last 6 races. I'm already 33% more. I don't know whether that's anything to do with how aggressive you are with the gearbox. I wouldn't have thought so. I don't know. This must be just a generic wear factor. Depending on your R&D, research and development, of how reliable that gearbox will be. I'm guessing that's how that works. So, I can't do a qualifying pace. Not on an ultra soft anyway, but what I can do is set a lap time. We can give it another go. You can see there's my lap time, 1:38.3 on ultra soft. So it's in between the estimated time 1:38.1 and 1:38.5. Estimated pole time 1:36. I think they're already. Yeah, they're only 1:36s, and they're on ultra softs anyway. I haven't got any. Obviously, I haven't managed my tyres very well because I haven't got any ultra softs. So we're going to give this a go. I believe we're going to be on softs. That's reserved. I can only use tyre set 1 or 2, so it doesn't matter. They're both. Seems to me they're both the same usage. I always drive out unless I'm pushed for time.
Carriage, please. Car ready to leave.
Now, I have noticed my steering wheel's slightly loose on the rig, so I do need to try and do that right. Done. Good job there was my teammate coming in then to delay me. So we've got the pit limiter on, which I'll take off as we get to the end. Be careful not to cross the line. I don't want to get hit by that force engine. Right, so see now I've got that screen up. See what the wear of the tyres. Just getting the tyres warm first. Interestingly, that's the first time I've spun since I don't know how long. It's because I'm talking. It's a DRS activation zone, or DRS activate zone. Now, I've got to change that. The reason I'm sort of umming and ahhing, I'm sort of in my head thinking, the game tends to, annoyingly, change things. I haven't changed these for I don't know how long. But it's put the force feedback is just too high at the moment. You get a good look at my settings there if you want to try those out. I'll just put it back again. So. So I'll just do a lap or two. I won't be talking. Quite hooked up now. White there, which will help.
We're down on our target times. Let's try to find a bit more.
Lost a lot of time in that corner then. Doesn't quite work with the soft tyres.
This is the last lap of the program. Final lap of the program.
Quite quick enough. And push harder and harder. This isn't quite flat. Not on these tyres, anyway. Haven't quite got the grip. goes down because I've got the DRS open. Too late on the brakes.
Program complete. These results will do, but you could definitely do better. Consider giving it another shot.
Just about made it. I don't know how I did that. I mean, they're on soft tyres. I was actually really on the limit there. Oh. That wouldn't do the undertrail much good. Because I was looking at the map because of the lack of mirrors. It probably would have been quicker. I locked up into the last bend, to be honest. So here comes someone going past. Looks like a Red Bull, could be, or my teammate. It's a Red Bull. So it's a very rewarding track. It's all about cornering and corner speed, which is actually very good. It replicates that really well. You can see that the post in the middle doesn't make any difference. Well, obviously it doesn't.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Right, so see the tyres are nice and hot. Average wear rate all round. This is my own setup, which I did. I can change the fuel to lean. So that it doesn't run out on the way around. But it goes into like limp home mode. No, I'm a bit of an anorak.
In the next 2 laps, please.
I do actually drive back to the pits. Just to get my feel what it's like. So we're out of fuel now. So there we are. That was my take on F1 2018, putting a quick lap in P3. Very enjoyable, I have to say. Very rewarding. It takes a lot of concentration to be quick. The AI is currently on, I think, not high, but 85%. It's on Pro settings. And everything's manual. The only thing I've put on automatic is the ERS. So you can see there, well, the first lap of 1:39, 1:38.9, and a bit quick on the last one.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:38.4.
That's where we're at. On soft tyres, I hasten to say. Now, if we come down the old grid, the thing that they don't do now, see my teammate just ahead of me there, is that they used to sort of, when you highlighted the driver above you, however many, or below you, however many, it used to give you the delta difference. Now, unless I'm blind, I can't see it. You have to work it out. You know, so it's not hard. It's not hard to work that out, is it? You know, 2 tenths off, and the one on Charles Leclerc, again, he's 2 tenths the other way. But Pierre Gasly is my teammate, and he's the one I should be trying to beat as part of my objectives. I get objectives in the team, and also after practice sessions and various qualifying sessions, you get time-pressured interviews where you get a question, and then you, depends on what you answer, can create a morale boost or give you a bit more sportsmanship or showmanship, depending on the answer. Anyhow, anyway, when you think about, I'm gonna big myself up here. When you think about that, everyone else on ultra softs, and I'm on soft, and I'm still 12. So that's good. There's probably about 6 tenths of a second between the two tyres, which put me in sort of high 137s, which you can see there. I'll probably be somewhere a couple of spaces up, maybe. But there's 25 minutes left. I'm going to let that run out now. Might start a little bit of the race if I've got a bit of time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.